There we go. You are live. That's what it says, at least. I'm going to trust and believe that we are indeed live. I'm going to trust and believe it. Oh, man. Whew. Life finds a way. Hello. Sent you a friend request on Discord. Oh, I don't do that. It's chill, though. No, it's nothing against you. I just don't do that. I don't do Discord friends and DMs and bullshit. Sorry. Like, if I know you and I've met you and we've talked on Discord, I might give you a friend request or I might accept one. But if I don't know who the fuck you are, that's just the way I am, bro. Sorry. But my ex, she did me dirty when I got my heart attached. Good afternoon, Danny. How are you? I can't see shit. There we go. Now I can see. Your scientists were so wrapped up in whether or not they could that nobody stopped to think about whether they should. You see? A DFF tumbler? Maybe. Maybe we do that, yeah. Bored as hell. I'm working a 12-hour shift and I've only had one patient. Hey, that's good, though. I mean, it's boring, but it's good. It means that people aren't croaking. You know? What we got going on here? I think you know. I think you know what's going on here. I think you can tell just looking at me. I think you can tell. All these hoes knows what's about to come next. Favorite Goldblum performance? Fly. I had to flip through it, but The Fly. He's absolutely like, I don't think anybody else could have played that role. He's so weird and detached. He was perfect for that role. So The Fly has to be the correct answer from my perspective. Favorite Spike Lee film? This is a weird one. I get made fun of. Summer of Sam is my favorite Spike Lee film. People make fun of me for that. But I really enjoy that movie. Impart me with your wisdom. Okay. What do you need wisdom about, friend? Do the right thing's good. Spike Lee's pretty fucking good, but Summer of Sam, man, that one hits for me. I look like I could be in Peaky Blinders. Really? Cool. Who would win, The Thing or The Blob? Thing or The Blob? That's a good question. I don't know. Those two species coming together could be wild, though. Could be wild. I think I know what you're dressing up as at the meetup. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Who said I'm dressing up as anything at the meetup? Dressing up as myself. I might be dressing down, you know, not up. Does the blob even have sentience? I mean, I think, I don't know. I think it does. But maybe it's just an amoeba, you know, it doesn't really have sentience, but it's there, you know, it eats. I don't know. Where's the beat drop? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. 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 There you go. Drop the beat. It's always sandstorm. It always was sandstorm. It always will be sandstorm. Impart wisdom, a life lesson for this and future generations. Okay, you're never too drunk as long as you can hold on to the floor. That is one that I've learned, and that has served me in good stead. You're sad? Oh, I'm sorry. Drinking beer for stupid people? Yeah. What did my teacher was fond, one of my favorite teachers was fond of this wisdom: wherever you go, there you are. That one's tougher to think about. That one doesn't sound like wisdom at first. You have to live a little before you see the wisdom of that one. Wherever you go, there you are. It sounds like bullshit. It sounds like something old people say to make you fucking like scratch your head, but it really is. It really is true. It's wisdom. Teacher was Buckaroo Banzai? No. No. Basically means you can't run from your demons. Yeah. Well, you can't run from yourself. Like, you might be able to change your circumstances and your location, but wherever you go, there you are. You're trapped with yourself. People getting drunk and getting mad, that's what I hate. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a mad drinker. I'm not really even really a drinker. I'm an occasional drinker, I guess, but I'm not an angry, mad drinker. You can run all of your life, but not go anywhere. That is true. That is true. Lots of skibs flooding in. So you can't change? No, you can't change into something that isn't you. You can change. You can change your looks, change your location, change your country, change your religion. But wherever you go, there you are. You're still you at the end of the day. That's the point of it, right? You living out in the woods? Yes. I live deep, deep, deep in the woods. As a person fundamentally capable of change, I'll quote a wiser man than me that told me, everybody on the planet is capable of extraordinary and profound change. Most people never do. Right? you think about it, that's the truth, right? A single human being is this almost infinite well of potentiality, right? You are an enigma to other people. They think they know you, but maybe they don't, right? And that I think is, I think that's central, right, to what we're talking about. There's an infinite well of potentiality in a human being, but most people never explore it. You get it? Most people choose, and maybe not incorrectly, most people choose conformity over actualization and realization. And that's okay. Many a beautiful life has been lived in conformity, and that's just the truth. So I'm not saying it's the right or wrong thing to do. I'm just saying most people never explore it. But it is an interesting thought to have, right? That you, and when I say you, I mean you sitting there listening to this, within earshot of this, you could change yourself completely. Not just your physical, but your mental, your spiritual, your circumstances, your job, whatever it is. You could be a different person tomorrow. You have that power. The sad truth of it is that most of us never wield that power. It's like a power that you can use, but most of us never do. Most of us choose the straight and narrow path, which is okay. Like I said, I'm not shitting on people who do that. But that answers the question, right? How does one self-actualize, and have you? Well, self-actualization is something that you strive for, I think. I don't know if I'm fully actualized. I know that I'm actualized functionally, because I know through experience that I am capable of profoundly changing my outlook, my circumstance, right? So I have wielded the power of actualization. Utterly incapable of conformity. That's cool, Alisan. Can you not delete comments? Have you seen me touch one thing? I got goons on the squad for that. I never touch the poop. I don't even give you the respect of the closed fist. I give you the open palm. You ain't seen me touch my phone once. I don't ban people. My goon squad, though. Yeah, I got killers on the squad. Because I ain't got time to read your bullshit. So they make sure that no bullshit impinges upon what I'm trying to talk about. Physical goes a long way, though. Being fat and lazy does affect your mentality. So does being lean, jacked, strong, but in a positive way. Sure. And that's something that everybody's got control over, too, to a certain extent, right? You know, you could be smaller, you could be leaner, you could be stronger, you could be faster. Those are physical attributes that you have the ability to change. Manifesting your own life. Well, not manifesting your own life, but manifesting yourself. I'm talking about actualization. And to a greater extent, I think, individuation, which is a heavy psych term that just means becoming your own person. People individuate, right? So children begin to individuate around 8, 9, 10. They really begin to develop their individual personality. And they do that by observing other individuals, right? And so a lot of people, in psych, they'll talk about how individuation is an important part of childhood. But what wasn't covered so much in my psych books anyway was how important individuation is and remains to adults. Does that make sense? Individuation just means becoming yourself. Temet nosce. Know thyself. That's what it means. Do I know myself? I think I know myself better than anybody else in the world, but do I know everything about myself? No. We're still getting acquainted. Oh, you ain't kidding, East Max. That's a tough one to teach people. Failure is the greatest teacher. If you never try and never give yourself the opportunity to fail, you learn nothing. You learn nothing other than stagnation. Trying and failing is the greatest teacher in life. Life's most amazing revelation comes when you try and you don't make it. You fail. You're stymied by yourself, by others, by society, whatever it is. Trying and failing. If you're unwilling to fail, you'll never succeed. Exactly. Nobody that is successful has been devoid of failure along the way. Everybody fails. It's what you learn from the failure. It's how much you put yourself out there to have the opportunity to fail that matters more than anything. D, peepall bed. Get on your little peepall bed. Good boy. If I'm unwilling to succeed, will I ever fail? Unwilling to succeed? I mean, I think it's success and failure are more about attempt rather than willing success. New glasses? No, these are my computer glasses, and they're not really outside glasses, but they help a lot more with this, like this distance and that small script. So I'm trying to wear these when I do screen stuff, and the other ones all the other time. So these have that, like, you can kind of see it if I turn my head. They have that IRR coating, so they like strain out some of the blue light. Background looks gorgeous. Yeah, I always, I do this pretty much every show. But here you go. Anybody that notes and wants to take a little look can take a look at where I live. Get an idea of like what's behind my mental state. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of times people's philosophies are reflected in their surroundings. And I think you learn more about my philosophy by looking at where I am than by listening to what I say. Well, I used to be subbed a long time ago, like 3 years ago, maybe Ukraine or something. I don't remember why. I'm so glad you're still around. Free Palestine. Yes, sir. Free Palestine. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, man. If you don't agree with somebody or somebody's pissing you off, you got every right. You control your diet of mind. You control what comes in and comes out of your own head. Could you grab me a ginger? Yeah. Thank you. Lies? Don't say lies, Chi-J. Don't accuse me of lies and fabrications. I do not do that. Sorry.
I'm sorry, baby.
Not your fault. Sick? No. I get nausea in the morning. Give me a sec. I take a fistful of pills in the morning, and it gets on top of me sometimes.
I need to pick up some more easy breakfasts. Baby.
I'm okay.
Need another one?
This is fucked. Hold up. I'm okay. I got it. Sorry, guys. You guys just get to see it because I can't move.
Do you want me to get you like some saltines or something? Just
Not yet.
something.
Fuck.
You want to try another ginger? Tums?
No, I'm okay. I just need to let it settle for a minute. Is it always like this? I've never seen you pop this ginger on camera.
You've
Yeah.
done it a bunch of times. It's just
Well,
normally
I
not
get
that
up.
bad. Yeah.
And it's happened a couple of times where it's just like when I get that nauseous, I can't stand up. I feel like I will throw up all over everything because I'm dizzy and nauseous. Oh, but yeah, that's what happens when I don't get on top of the ginger right when I start to feel the first twinges of nausea. The first fucking twinges, if I'm not up and popping ginger, that's going to happen to me. What is mind? No matter. What is matter? Never mind. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, Chaos Wizard. How about this? When you ponder the Tao, you see the mystery. When you ponder your own circumstance, you see the manifestation. What about that? That's a Homer Simpson quote. Oh, that's a good quote. Homer Simpson, modern philosopher. Very true, too. I think TJ casted a spell that made me fucking nauseous just now. Because as soon as he showed up, that's when I started gagging.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess it's on. I'm going to weave some fucking ancient Daoist magic on him. Because you know what? He's lucky that so far I stop at Lao Tzu. And Lao Tzu doesn't imply the pantheon and the magic. But if I go beyond Lao Tzu, you don't want me to start studying down the line of Daoism and get into the fucking hermetic magic and the will of the gods and all that, because I'm just warning you, Chaos Sorcerer. Okay, chaos sprung forth from the Tao. Paul the Sorcerer would be dope. I don't even know what you call a Daoist magician or Daoist sage. I don't think it's sorcerer.
Can I give you an update real quick?
Oh, yeah. TJ, I wanted to let you know this if you're still watching. We just separated out the narration part of What the Fuck is Twilight. 17 pages, 8,000 words.
And we gotta do clips and all the characters on top of it.
Yeah. In Chinese, the word most often used is fashi, which literally means ritual master, magician, priest. But yeah, that's a bad one though, because it's gonna get me labeled a fasci. Because it's literally like the fasci or fash means a fascist. So I'm gonna say, "Oh, what are you?" "Well, I'm a fasci," and they're gonna be like, "Fuck you, Nazi piece of shit." And I'm gonna be like, "God damn it!" So I gotta come up with something. Fasci. Now, if I say fasci, that's probably the way it's actually pronounced. That doesn't sound like fascist, but it's close enough. That's why I think I'm just going to stay a humble Taoist, a humble Lao Tzu Taoist. I think that's me. The progress. No, not just the progress. I was just giving you the word count, bro, of just the narration. 17 pages of narration, 8,000 words. Laying it down this week. Fucking nuts. They already call you that? Well, yeah, I just don't want to give them another reason, you know. I already don't believe in Anne Frank. That's close enough. Anne Frank was a myth, you know. That's already close enough. I think you said a bad word in Farsi. Oh. Fa-shi. Fa-shi. It's probably more shit, not she. Fa-shit. That sounds even closer to fascist. I have a 15,000 word Marilyn Manson script that's still only at the portrait of an American fan. That's fucking crazy, bro. 15K words, and you're not even past his first commercial album. Is that ever going to happen? Because I got to tell you, script-wise, TJ, this is the longest shit I ever wrote. It felt like birthing a 20-pound baby getting this fucking thing out of me. And it just kept coming. And like 20 pages, 8,000 words for a script, that to me is like the craziest shit I've ever done. With locational character work, all the nutty shit that I'm doing, clipping and doc and all of that. It's like, bro, nuts.
This is going to be like a 90-minute review.
You think that's where you're feeling it's going to line out? I think you're right. I think it's going to be a 90-minute expose, which is good because people love that long form shit right now. They love that effort long form shit. It's going to be a movie in and of itself. You're going to edit a feature length film.
Yep.
Fuck. Unbelievable. You want 2 hours long? You might get it. My experience, 100 words is a minute. So 80 minutes just based on the words.
Yeah. But that's just the narration.
That's just the narration.
That's not all the other
That's
shit.
not the character stuff. That's not the clips that we'll use. That's not the documentary stuff that we shot. So 80 minutes plus another 20 minutes, maybe 15. Yeah, you're looking at 90 minutes, 95 minutes. Good hour and a half. This got boring fast. Somebody ban his dumb ass up out of here. Bored people aren't allowed in here, right? If you're bored, you have dude, I should never have to touch you or hear from you if you're bored. Because all you have to do is touch your phone and go, and I disappear forever. Ain't nobody got you chained to this. Yeah, that's what we're thinking. 90 minutes, TJ. 90 minutes if it's a minute. Because if 100 words is a minute, we got 8,000 words, we got 90 minutes. And that's just narration. 90 minutes of just narration. That's not counting runtime with the clips. That's not counting the character work. It's going to be fucking nuts. But I'm super excited for it. Super duper excited. We got our teleprompter. We're going to test that out a little later today and see how it works. But that's the last little piece of the puzzle, I think. And then just picking a location out here where the lighting is good. I think we're going to have to wait till later in the day when it's softer across the forest there.
Yeah.
But
Maybe even a less sunny day, period.
Well, yeah, like an overcast day would be nice, probably, because it would flatten out the light. But I think if we let it get down here, it's going to be softening the light rather than this harsh beams coming straight down.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to shoot right out here. I'll show you guys. I want to shoot here. So I don't know how well you guys can see that because of the deep shadow, but there's a really big tree there. You can see this absurdly bright light. I can't film in that. So I got to wait until that light is soft. But there's a really huge tree there that I want to set up next to. And then there's a spot right down here where if I set up, I believe I would just be surrounded on all sides and below by greenery. And so right there on that ledge, a little over into that ivy, I want to set up my rocking chair and shoot there. And so you can see we've still got some absurdly bright shafts of light coming down on that position that'll have to be back behind these trees, which that's the way that the sun sets there. That's the west. So, yeah, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, those are the two spots I think I want to shoot my narration on. And we just got to test the lighting. I can bring my lighting rigs out and do artificial soft light. So one of the things I think I want to play with is what that looks like in the dark. I want to bring my light just far enough out so that I can see what it looks like out here in the dark, because that might be a better shoot. It might be better for us to let it get dark, put soft artificial on me, and let that light the background. That might be cool. So we're gonna play with that this week, and then hopefully by the end of the week it's shot. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think I could eat. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, you seem like a really smart guy. Do you read a lot? Have any book suggestions? Something you found to be profound or powerful? I mean, I've been doing a lot of what I call like pleasure reading lately, where I'm not reading for like profoundness or profundity. I'm reading for the action, right? I've been reading a lot of Warhammer 40K stuff, but the Tao Te Ching is that type of book, a real thought-provoking thing. I always try and turn people on, if you're a sci-fi person, to the Three Body Problem. They're really the most intriguing sci-fi books I've read in years and years, decades probably. You should do it during twilight. Well, that's what we're going to kind of do. We're going to see what the soft light looks like at twilight and see if I need any augmentation. Read Ishmael earlier this year. Oh, Ishmael is fucking great. If you like thought-provoking philosophical works, especially ones that are written to include you and what you think about things, that is a great book. Any paintings of yours anywhere? Paintings? I don't paint, bro. TJ's the painter. I couldn't paint a stick figure, bro. I'm not artistically gifted in that way. I can't, like, translate a picture in my mind to a page. Like, TJ's really good at that. He'll get something in his head and he'll just fucking boom, it comes out and it's funny and it's legible, you know? I can't do that. I cannot do that. So I'm just not that sort of guy. You are the painting. Ending of Ishmael is purposefully anticlimactic. Well, yeah, because the whole book is meant to serve you up a conundrum on a platter and then have you go out into the world and chew on it with people. The book is a question, right? Well, the book is many questions, and it leaves you with those questions, because that's what the book is designed to do. It's designed to stimulate thought. You're supposed to go out, evangelize the book a little bit, and ask people those questions and have that conversation. It doesn't tie it up in a bow, because the philosophy of Ishmael isn't tied up in a bow. Hellbound Heart. I think you'll enjoy it. It is, you know, really fucking interesting as a Hellraiser nut to get a look at that early kind of idea behind the lament configuration, the Cenobites. It's really interesting. And the kind of psychosexual nature of Hellraiser is really starkly presented in the Hellbound Heart. Death Worlders. The Death Core of Krieg. I interpret it as a question to the reader. Can humanity have the benefits of the the levers without letting go of the benefits of the takers. Yeah. You gonna play Hellraiser Revival? I'm gonna try it out. Yeah, probably. Sorry, I have to pop every fucking knuckle on my hand. This is my ritual. When I disassociate a little bit because I get distracted by something out there, I have to crack every knuckle. Maybe that's a little compulsive, but I don't know what it is. You ever find that you sit too long without doing something with your hands? No. I mean, I talk with my hands, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I don't feel like I get squirrely like some people do. Well, I hesitate to say I don't have this, that, or the other, because I was just diagnosed with a pretty major mental thing this year, a couple of months ago, honestly. And I've been in and out of diagnosticians my whole life, and I finally got my diagnosis. So maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking autistic, ADHD, bipolar. Who the fuck knows, bro? I know that my mind is a mess. I know that I have had to spend a long time learning to navigate my own fucking craziness. I know that. I was getting introspective last night a little bit. Not in a bad way, not in a negative way, but I was thinking about... Because I don't want to talk too much about it because it's just completely online shit. But yesterday morning, I woke up super early and I was feeling like this real well of not negativity, but like I wanted to stir the shit. I wanted to cause or be at the center of some controversy, no matter how stupid or inconsequential. And so I went into the Dome, this Discord server that I chill at, with the intent of being irascible, being a little bit of a rabble rouser, and it felt like, I need this to get myself going this morning. I got my coffee, I got a little bit of weed in me. Let's go to the Dome and stir the shit, right? Anyway, long story short, there's a dude at the Dome. He's a mod. I really like the dude. He's a smart guy, and he's Swedish. I don't need to go into full detail on dude's life, but he's a mod over there. And he seems pretty cool, and he and I have gotten along pretty well in the past and stuff, played some video games together and shit. Well, dude was like in the room, and he was like, Paul, you're the biggest fucking hypocrite on this server, and you're a piece of shit. And I was like, whoa. So anyway, later on that night, last night, I had a whole big full day, had the show, and last night I'm kind of winding down, and I go in there, and it's me and this guy and about 5 or 6 other people. And I just told him, I was like, hey, man, for what it's worth, I'm sorry about this morning. Like, I wasn't meaning to go after you, you know what I mean? But I realized that, I was probably a little out of line and shit. And that's just more like me trying to be reflective. Being sorry about something is a relative thing. I didn't feel like my transgression was unforgivable, but I also feel like a duty, I think, now that I didn't feel back in the day, to go and, like, if I feel like I went a little far with somebody, or I was a little out of my head when I said something, or I was being a little paranoid or manic or whatever. Look, dude, I don't make excuses, right? I don't bring them an excuse. I bring them an apology if I feel I did somebody wrong, right? So I did that last night. And I talked a little bit about how I want to... I don't even know if I have an object of, some end goal, but I want to try and be less negative. I don't know if that means anything. It's so broad. But I want to try and see if I can shift my perspective a little bit while maintaining my sanity. You see what I'm saying? Brought it on himself when he called your wife a pill popper. That wasn't him. No, you think I'm a different dude. Me and Sodi, like, we go at each other, but we're chill behind the scenes. Like, he and I, like, when there's nothing else going on, we will go back and forth and kind of fight with each other. But this was another guy. I don't really fight with this dude, but I have interacted with him. I think he's a chill cat. And, you know, it made me reflect when he told me that. When he got so mad at me, he wasn't even really central to the conversation, but he was observing it, trying to moderate it a little bit, I think. And, man, yeah, I was just like, whoa, you know. But it is something that, like, I was talking about this last night, too. It is something that, like, I feel like follows me. I am a love it or leave it kind of guy, and sometimes people can't decide, right? There are very few people who are just like lukewarm about me once they've met me, right? And maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, I don't know. But I feel like I inspire a lot of controversy once people get to know me. I'm abrasive. I'm my own thing. I don't make apologies beforehand. I say what I say, and if I feel like I've wronged somebody with that, I'll make amends. But I'm a prickly pear, man. And I don't know if that's something I need to change or want to change, you know? Most liberals are. I'm not a liberal, but a good mind read, you know what I mean? I love those types of comments more than anything. The people that come in and they think they're mind reading somebody and they get it so fucking dead wrong. But there's no consequence to them being dead fucking wrong. You know, it's not like they're standing in a room full of us and all of us can turn around and tell them, shut the fuck up, or we're all going to fucking shut you up, right? And then move on with our discussion, right? That's what the internet has become a haven of. I hate to say it. It's not a place for free speech. It's a place for people to pretend they're anonymous and fuck with other people. And it is what it is, bro. You want to fuck with me, I'll fuck with you, but... You'll be happier if you learn to be less prickly, but will I be me? Existentially speaking, because I like being prickly. That's the problem. Maybe it's destructive. That's the question I'm asking. Is the way that I am destructive? Or is it constructive to be a controversial figure that inspires strong reaction? Well, you are whatever you are, and wherever you go, there you are. But I'm saying, I also was talking earlier, Phoebes, about the power people have to change. Deep, abiding power to change in every human being. Every human being, huge well of potentiality, but most people never explore those potentialities, right? Well, one life, you don't have time to explore them all, but most people settle on a conformist potentiality. Not a bad thing, not a wrong thing. Yeah. No, I get it. But it's just something I'm thinking about. Because I want to unnecessarily, it's like with this guy, it made me think, because this is not a dude. He's not part of my audience. He's just a dude that I met, that I vibed with, that overheard me fighting with other people and made a different decision about me. He was like, you're a fucko because of that, right? And I was like, well, that's a pointless emotion to inspire in people, right? Especially people that just, you know, a couple days ago would have professed that they kind of like you. You know what I mean? That guy told me, he's like, you know, I thought you were an asshole at first, but you're a pretty chill guy. And I was like, well, thanks. So are you. And then, you know, a couple weeks later, he's calling me the biggest hypocrite on the server. And it's like, well, that may be on him too. You know, maybe he's having stuff and he was projecting a little or being a little more edgy than he would have been. But that ain't on me to deal with. What I brought to the table was something that really set other people on edge and made people not like me. I was like, well, what worth was that in this conversation? And it's not like I can't come up with any answers for that. There was worth in the reaction. There was worth in the philosophical discussion that came after. So last night, when cooler heads had prevailed, and I talked to this guy and a room full of other people about things, it ended up being a pretty chill philosophical conversation from my perspective. And I don't think it would have happened exactly the same way it did had I not acted like an asshole earlier that day, been a prickly pear. And so I don't know, you know. I like your general tone. How do you react to flat earth? Basically, but whatever, you can believe what you believe. That's basically, I tried to give you my cleanest reaction to flat earth. Just like, whatever. Whatever you say, boss. Dude, had an ad hominem praise and judgment. Huh? Yeah, I'm Mr. Flat Earth is what they call me. I mean, whatever. Let people believe their little shit. I used to be that type of guy. No, observable empirical reality says. It's like, dude, let's be real. At this point in human history, reality doesn't matter anymore, and that's both scary and tempting and inviting. You know, people want to make up their own weird little fucking reality and live in it. They live their fucking an average of 55, 60 years in it. Go let them do it. Gives a shit. On the global time scale, it's not even a blip. And on the universal time scale, it doesn't even exist as a measurable unit of time, a human life. So just let it happen. It's like less than a second universally. Just let it happen. Let them live and die with their illusions. I don't wash my gym socks because I think flies are lucky. What is going on? The chat is lit, and it's even the mods. Paul laughs at flat Earth because the real truth is hollow Earth. Bum, 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 bum. Can I hit the high note? Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I'm talking about philosophy and personal philosophy. And you guys are talking about fucking flat Earth, hollow Earth. It's just like, it's a bullshit fest. So let's talk bullshit. Because nobody wants to talk philosophy today. So let's talk bullshit. Hey, anybody believe in angels? Let's talk some bullshit. It's apparently actually talking some shit is not what we're doing today. So let's talk bullshit. Anybody believe in angels? Anybody ever seen Bigfoot? Let's do it. Let's go down the fucking, let's give into the temptation to be retards. Because nobody wants to talk today. So let's be retards together. I'm fine with that. Listen, I'm a Daoist. You go with the flow. If the flow is retarded, we go. I like turtles. Me too. You like turtles? Thank you for pronouncing. Well, I'm a Daoist. If you're gonna claim to be a Daoist, at least you know how to say the word, right? Hopefully. I don't really put any pins on it. Well, I own 3 different translations of the Tao, because one of the things that I learned is, like, if you're reading the Tao Te Ching, the translation from that ancient kind of pre-Mandarin Chinese to English doesn't map well. So there's a lot of flourish added in English translation. So I have several different translations that were recommended to me. And it can be like reading a different book with the same central premise, different flavor. But the Tao Te Ching is not a book that you're supposed to sit and read and live your life by. The Tao Te Ching is like a little meal, and you sit down to it, you read a little bit, you enjoy the savor, the flavor of it, you let it stimulate your mind and thinking, and then you close it up and you leave it for another day, right? I like that. You know, that's what drew me to the Tao. I have not seen that Philosophy 2 video yet. Well, here's my bullshit. I want the religion, but haven't found one whose bullshit I can tolerate. Well, that's where I was a couple years ago, Danny. And I just started, I was like, I'm going to even see if there's one that I can tolerate. I knew Western religion wasn't it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to fucking latch on to Judaism, Christianity, or Islam. So I went east. I started looking into Hinduism, then Theravada Buddhism, then Zen Buddhism, and Zen Buddhism led me to Daoism. That's 4 different religions that I looked into, you know, with the eye towards, can I stomach this? So I'm not trying to say Daoism is the one for you. I'm saying go on that journey, you know. Western religion is dog shit. Western spirituality can be really interesting. You know, a kind of a naturist, or not a geocentrist. What do they call that? Kind of a Native American idea about a panpsychism, right? The idea that everything is, and panpsychism maps pretty neatly onto Daoism as well. I mean, Daoism places us in the same category as everything around it. And so it seems to, in its own ancient way, imply a shared consciousness or subconscious. Pantheism, panpsychism. Panpsychism assumes a collective unconscious and a will of every living thing and every non-living thing. It basically is a roundabout way of saying that all things flow forth from the Mother Tao, at least in my estimation as a Daoist, right? That's how I read it. My pronouns are I don't and give a shit. Boomer joke. Sorry. No longer consider yourself an atheist? No, I'm an atheist. Daoism does not imply a personified creator. There is no creator in Daoism. The Tao is more like a universal source. It is the all-encompassing mystery that encompasses observable and non-observable reality. That's the best modern way that I can give you to explain what the Tao is, right? So Daoism implies a level of complexity and importance, right? And it says that the 5,000 things, which is us and everything on the planet, down at the bottom of that, then the earth, then the universe, and then the Tao. You see? These are this is the way that creation flows. Right? What's your opinion on Gnosticism? I don't know enough about it to have a strong opinion. Trump is on the Epstein list. That's true. Hello, Guam. How are you doing? Very cool. And collective consciousness makes sense because we're all connected physically and genetically. Well, yeah. I mean, if you look around, you are literally made of the same shit as everything you can see, living or non-living, right? Inert or moving, you are made of the same stuff. You look up at the sun, that's you. Every element that makes you exists up there. In abundance, too. What do you think of Hinduism? Too polytheistic for me. And like, one of the things that turned me off from Zen Buddhism is as I dug deeper beyond the koans and beyond some of the initial writings and stuff, what I found was like this fucking polytheistic religion where they're talking about gods and jealous this, jealous that. One of the reasons I love Daoism is that Daoism in its original form as laid down by Lao Tzu, who probably didn't exist, but whatever, you know, Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, you don't have to keep going. It's not, it stands on its own. And if you choose not to incorporate the later Taoist teachings that kind of pull in that pantheon of Chinese gods, right? I don't need that, right? And I'm told right in the Tao Te Ching that I can take or discard what I want from it. So why would I read later works that add all this complexity when I don't need it? What I needed was the simplicity of the Tao. So much stoner logic. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Are you chained to this shit, or can you scroll out of here? Am I going to have one of my goons escort you out? Because you seem to not like what you're saying or what I'm saying. So if you need an escort, just let me know. Say one more stupid thing in my shit. How does one let go of their desire? You prioritize. You prioritize wu wei. You prioritize your inner life over your external life. That's how you let go of desire. But it's not something that you're supposed to, it's like the parables of Jesus, right? Like you're supposed to try your best to be like Jesus, but nobody attains that. In Daoism, nobody attains the death of desire, right? Well, maybe very few, right? Very few people that practice Daoism can arise to that level where they can truly claim that they have set desire to the side, right? But you strive for that. You examine your desires and you try and balance them against the Tao's teaching. I don't think I want to let go of my desires. Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to, but the Tao teaches that desire is the source of all privation, right? So if you didn't desire, you wouldn't want. And if you wouldn't want, you wouldn't need, right? So both simulation and terrarium. I think we're being observed, but not individually as a data point, as a single data point. And I think our simulation, our particular branch of our simulation, is being observed from a distant data point, a universal data point. We are a simulated universe, and our individual lives, I doubt, matter at all to the people that run the simulation. Does Daoism include reincarnation? Well, the wheel of samsara applies loosely to Daoism, but Daoism doesn't posit that. Daoism implies a universal source to which from which all energy flows and to which all energy returns, right? And so it doesn't say in the Tao, you will be reincarnated based on your karma. The Tao Te Ching and Daoism are very, very, very early dharmic religion, older than every other mainland Chinese religion that survived other than Confucianism and ancestor worship that comes with that. So it's very old, and it doesn't imply that. I've always wanted to make up my own established belief system or religion. It seems like it would be fun to do. Yeah, why not? I mean, you can. Nobody's stopping you. also like Daoism because like I talk about it philosophically without coming off like an evangelist. I don't care if you join or not. You know, I'm not out here trying to make more Daoists. I got nothing to sell you, other than my thought, right? My thoughts on life and my place in it. Was it an offshoot of the Vedic texts? Not to my knowledge, no. To my knowledge, the Tao Te Ching is a Theravada influenced religion, but only at the very, very beginning. It actually had a heavy influences on later, more modern Buddhism and Zen Buddhism in particular, and Shinto. And so it is a heavily influential. It's like right around the time that the Old Testament of the Bible was drawing to a close. That's when Lao Tzu lived, if he lived at all. But that's when the Tao Te Ching and Daoism came onto the scene, right? You know, at the end of that Old Testament cycle and the beginning of the New Testament. So right around Jesus's birth is when we kind of trace Lao Tzu. Which, you know, if you look at Theravada, it had been around, well, the early Theravada Buddhism and Hinduism and Dharmic religion had been around, right? So it's not entirely without influence of those things, but it is an early example of an established and still modern religion from that time. Oh, Dudism and you know, Dudism is kind of a tongue-in-cheek religion, but it has a lot of etymology with Taoism. The philosophy of flow and going with the flow, that is the dude's superpower, right? The dude abides, right? That's what it says in the movie, and that's what you see. The dude abides. And abiding is central to Taoism. That's the death of desire. That's going with the flow. That's wu wei. Abide. Don't desire. Don't expect. Don't hope. Don't pray. Abide. Center. Center yourself. Be at the center of the circle. That's one of my favorite terms in the Tao. Find yourself there at the center of the circle. Well, Amelia got me for my birthday a translation of the Tao that also translates roughly to it's every page has a full translation breakdown from the ancient Chinese to modern English and gives examples of other possible modern English translations. So it's a really useful book because the page, you know, you turn the page, right? This page will have the Tao Te Ching, and then the page behind it will have all of these translations. It breaks down the pinyin, so you can kind of like pronounce. If you know a little bit about pinyin, you can pronounce a little bit of that ancient Chinese. I really like doing that when I read the Tao. When I bring it out here sometimes in the morning, I'll read it in Chinese and I'll read it in English. So it's super neat. I don't know what, I could probably go grab it for you if you want and just show you because I don't know the name of the translation. Yeah. So this is the one I like to crack open. Ooh! This is the one Amelia got me. It's backwards for you guys, but this is a step-by-step translation, and it's Jeff Pepper and Zhao Hui Wang, or Zhao Hui Wang. And I'll show you guys inside here what I'm talking about. So you got Dao here, translation, and notes on the translation here. So if I wanted to read, this is actually a good one. I just opened it to 44, so I'll read it. Fame or life, which do you prefer? Life or property, which is more precious? Gain or loss, which is more harmful? Great desire. See, you just talking about desire, I opened the desire. Great desire brings great cost. Much gathering brings much loss. Know when you have enough, there's no disgrace. Know when you have to stop, there's no danger. And so you can live a long time.
And is that the translation for the previous page, or is it?
That is the Tao translation.
Yeah.
The previous page reads like this, closely to the ancient Chinese.
Yeah.
The softest things in the world overrun the hardest things. The formless enters where there is no gap, and so I know the benefits of not doing.
Like, that sounds like the translation for the previous.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Yeah. And so that on the back side of this, the translation would be fame or life, which do you prefer? And then they translate that here. Mm-hmm. Fame versus life, which prefer? Life versus goods, which more? Mm-hmm. Gain, fame versus death, loss, which harmful? Mm-hmm. That's how it translates literally from that ancient Chinese. Yeah. And that shows you why translation is so important and why you should have multiple translations of the Tao. Or a breakdown book like this, where you can make your own translation. If you've got this, this, thus great love, surely great expense. Much hoard, surely much loss. You can read that and make your own inferences. You don't need, which I really like about this one. This one's really neat. Great achievement can appear incomplete. Use it, it won't fail. Great fullness can appear empty. Use it, it won't run dry. Great straightness can appear bent. Great skill can appear clumsy. Great eloquence can sound like stammering. Movement can conquer cold. Stillness can conquer heat. Serenity keeps the world in order. How does that go? Great, complete / finish seems deficit. It's effect function, not harm disadvantage. That's tough. That's tough in comparison to the easier text, right? So see how much room for interpretation there is, especially when this is a dead dialect. It's related etymologically to Mandarin, but you speak this to a Mandarin speaker and they're going to go, huh? It's not structured the same. Anyway. Do you believe some kind of psychological enlightenment is possible? Psychological. I do think if you learn about basic human psychology, you will learn about dealing with people. You'll learn a lot about people. So I don't know if I would call that like enlightenment in the Eastern religion kind of terminology. Oh shit, wait, it's 2.
Yeah, you're doing it at 2:30.
Oh, 2:30.
That's
Okay.
what it was written on the
Got it. I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember now.
That's why I haven't been bugging you yet.
Okay.
Soon.
Soon. Yeah, 10 more minutes or so, I gotta fucking fly. But we can keep it going. Let's keep it going a little bit more, because it's been a kind of a cool conversation today. I've appreciated it. I have successfully meditated once or twice, but it's very hard to get there. My mind is very busy. There is no success or failure in meditation. Meditation is about intent. And as you do it, you learn it and you get better at it, but that doesn't mean that you're bad at it at the start. There is no such thing as a failed meditation. If you sit down and even for a second, you clear your mind and you spent 5 minutes trying, you meditated. You do that every day, you'll meditate longer, or to more therapeutic benefit within the same amount of time. I don't sit and meditate for half an hour. When I meditate for 5 to 10 minutes. And I do it at random times during the day. I don't need a pose. I can close my eyes. It's very easy for me, right? I can very easily go there. And so, but that took a lot of practice. Like I said, I've been a practitioner of mindfulness meditation since my 20s. I learned it when I was in my 20s. And so I've been practicing it for over 20 years at this point. I think about clearing my mind. I'll give you some advice, Princess Sora. Don't think, because here, I'll give you why that doesn't work. Here's why that doesn't work, and I'm not criticizing you. Do this exercise with me. Close your eyes, Princess Sora. And anybody else that wants to play along. Close your eyes, right? Do not imagine a fuzzy purple football. Do not. Close your eyes and do not imagine a fuzzy purple football. Do not. Do not imagine it. Don't see it in your mind's eye. Don't think about it. The mind doesn't take commands from the mind. So you don't command the mind. You don't give it commands. What you do is you focus on something that happens subconsciously. Breath is wu-wei. Breath happens subconsciously. So when I meditate, if I'm going to sit here and get into a meditative state, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get comfortable. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to let my body get comfortable, right? And then I'm going to focus on my breath. When a thought comes, I let it pass. When I notice something, a noise, a squeak, the wind going through the trees, I let it come and I let it pass. If I spent 5 minutes doing that, I'd be gone. Gone. Like, not gone to the point where you couldn't get my attention, but functionally gone. It's not about telling your mind, clear your mind. That's like talking to yourself. Your mind doesn't take orders from you. So don't order it. Hey, stop talking to each other in my chat. This is not the place to at other people and have side conversations. You talk to me. Go to DMs if you want to have a private conversation. Do a quick exchange of your social medias and go there and get in the DMs, because nobody is doing that. If I read in the middle of it, it makes no sense. So the chat is for me. Chat is for speaking to me. Don't speak to other people. You get one warning, and then, because I get real confused when I start reading shit that makes no fucking sense. Yeah, this dude isn't even tuned in. See what I mean? Not even listening to me anymore. He's just talking to you. I just said that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, though. It's weird. It's like chat room mentality, but I don't look at this as a chat room. This is not a meet and greet, unless you want to meet and greet me. I'm streaming. I don't want to dip down into my chat and see somebody else's fucking side conversation. So, yeah. No worries, Kyle Drums. I ain't trying to shit on you. Just in general, I see a lot of it. Your mind is the CEO and your body is the McDonald's fry bagger. No. Your mind and your body are unified. They're one thing. They're one being. You're one being. So your mind and your body are intrinsically linked. That is what meditation is about. Anyway, I think I'll call it there. I'm doing good, but you missed the show, Flavored Prop Tart. Sorry for that. But it's okay. I'll be back some other time. I'll see you then.